Welcome to Bricks and Banter, the cornerstone of exceptional podcasts. Get ready to dive into the world of real estate with Dylan and Scott on the Bricks and Banter podcast.
All right, Dylan.
Welcome back to the Bricks and Banter podcast. Scott, what are we doing today?
Apart from a whole bunch of frustrating things, not much actually. It's taken a while to get here today.
Yeah.
So
it's been a long day, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It is what it is. Wanted to talk to you today because you've got a new listing coming up. Right?
That's where we're going with this right now.
So yeah, we'll go with the bonus one right now. I probably took you off guard there, didn't I?
A little bit, but hey, I'm looking at my phone seeing showings being booked right now, so that's a good thing.
Well, we were just dealing with it before we came on the air here, with regards to your new listing,
Yes.
Which is a really nice one here in Oshawa.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about it, and then we can break into something else.
Here. Yeah.
Well, why not?
Okay,
I mean, it's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want.
Hey, it's a great property, and we probably should do it more often, even if it's a quick little 1 minute kind of tangent or whatever. But so
this will be our property of the week.
There you go. Hey, let's go. Okay, property of the week number one.
Okay,
we
fire
have
away.
986 Susan Crt, which is in the, in my opinion, the most underrated part of Oshawa.
Okay.
So I think that this pocket here, it's in the Donovan neighborhood of Oshawa. So I'm not going to lay out the full boundaries of that, but anybody that knows Oshawa, it's near Harmony and Olive. The entire little neighborhood itself is full of quiet courts and cul-de-sacs. There's no sidewalks. It's all big mature trees and lots of trails and places to walk nearby. And it's just I just think it's so underrated. I think so many people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah. There's a unique part of that neighborhood, though, isn't it? All the street names are...
That's where it is. They're all women's names.
Yes.
So yeah, there's like Denise, there's Susan, there's Diane, there's a bunch of them.
So this was a progressive neighborhood before progressive was a thing.
There you go. Hey, somebody was smarter than the rest of us because it's a great spot. And it
is a pretty unique. You are right. It's a pretty unique thing. When was that neighborhood established or built?
I think all of them were done in the 60s, mid 60s. Yeah. So this one here was in 66.
Yep.
It seems like from my loose, homework on some of the other ones, they all seem to be in and around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a great little property. So it's a 4-level side split, just over 1,000 square feet up and the same thing down. 3 bedrooms up, 1 bedroom down, 2 full bathrooms. And it's move-in ready. They've done a great job on the home. They've done, really nice kind of updates over the years, They've done all the windows, a lot of your main components have been taken care of. So it's a great little home. And like I said, location. I know we talk about it a lot, but I also feel like sometimes, we and all of us as realtors, sometimes we forget about that a little bit. Like, if you have a ravine lot, you're definitely going to talk about it. But sometimes just being in a neighborhood without sidewalks, that can be a big pull for a lot of people, right? If you know that your street is a quiet street, you have young kids, you want to have young kids, right?
Yep.
Those are big factors that are going to play an actual part in your everyday enjoyment of that property, right?
Right, exactly.
So
I think that's one of the things that goes by the wayside with a lot of people picking homes now.
Yeah.
The neighborhood seems to be pretty far down the priority list, I find, for some.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it would come back to affordability, right?
Of course.
Like I had an agent call me today, and she's, I believe she's from Mississauga area. From kind of our conversation, she didn't tell me exactly, but same type of thing. She was like, yeah, my clients want to buy in Oshawa, but they're trying to avoid like central Oshawa, and she kind of dropped a couple of neighborhoods, and it seemed like she didn't quite fully grasp the whole spot, right? So in her view, her buyers were really just focused on the affordability, but then when they saw ours, they thought more about like, oh, maybe there's some other locations that could also be affordable, right?
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. There's a lot of areas within Oshawa, within I guess Curtis, Bowmanville.
Yeah, Durham as a whole. Like there's always going to be spots that are more prestigious than others, and that's just the world it is, right? So
Toronto, I mean, look at our big city to the west of us here. Toronto's got all kinds of different neighborhoods. You've got Forest Hill, you've got Baby Point, Bridle Path,
and it changes. The prices will change by the street. Sometimes with the condo buildings too, it's crazy. Eh? Like across the street from each other, and it's a completely different world, right?
Yeah, I was downtown 2 weeks ago. A friend of mine took me to a concert.
Nice. Who'd you see?
Eagles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic.
No,
but
that's
we'll
awesome,
stay on the community thing.
Yeah,
but it was interesting to see all the different little condos pop up.
Yes.
Down there, right? Going in on the GO train, and then just seeing those little, even within the condos themselves, like the little pockets that pop up from that. So it is pretty interesting.
Well,
so
it must be, sorry to cut you off, it must be actually like probably more so like that for you, like because you kind of grew up in Toronto, right? You not grew up, but you spent many years there. So
the vast majority of my life was in Toronto.
If you're not going back very often, like it's like it must be like almost every time you go, you're like, oh, like. Where did that come from?
This time it was because I was with my my friend, and he was even mentioning too. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe like every time I come in, there's a new building up." I just don't know how people get around in that city. Like it seems like every block is under construction.
It's like, well, like they always say, right? Like, what are the seasons? It's like winter, spring, construction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. You got fall in there, but it's still construction. Like,
no, and it doesn't seem like they're ever down.
No,
but
definitely.
Actually, I won't go into the whole concert thing, but the Eagles were great.
Yeah, no,
so just in case anybody was
wondering.
Go into
it. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like, so just tell me, like, where was it? Was it at like Scotiabank? Was it a big venue?
Scotiabank Plaza? The big venue down there, and it was I think Steely Dan was supposed to open up, and then got there, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like Steely Dan, and it was Tom Cochran.
Oh, cool.
Right, because we walked in a few minutes late because we were getting there, and I'm like, that does not sound like Steely Dan.
Damn.
And it was Tom Cochran, and I was like, I think I know a couple of songs from Tom Cochran. And turned out I know every song on his track, on his playlist or set list.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you had a good time.
Cool. So back to your listing out here in Oshawa. Hardwood floors, new kitchen, new bathroom.
Yeah, so kitchen was updated in 2017. It has Caesar stone counters, luxury vinyl plank flooring on the main floor, original hardwood upstairs, which is in pretty good shape actually.
Cool.
Basement is finished with broadloom down there and like nice carpet. Kind of set up like a little movie theater type idea. So I think it's got a lot to offer. And the other thing about it too is that I think usually when we list a property, we're kind of thinking in our head about what does the buyer look like for this property, right? It's going to be either maybe it's a niche type of buyer, maybe it's just a very specific property, right? But I think something like this one really will appeal to multiple types of buyers, right? Like even if you're a first-time home buyer, if you've been saving your pennies, you could definitely get in there, but you could also downsize into it. You could also upsize into it, right? So if you had your first home and you've outgrown it, sometimes the split level homes can actually be a really nice transition kind of home because you've got those multiple levels, what makes it feel larger, right?
Any investment opportunity on that property, or no? Is this just strictly
I would say I'm
single family,
single family residential, but I do think that at one point in time, I think it was used like with somebody in the basement. Like it obviously wouldn't have been a legal 2-unit, but I do think that just from some of the things I've noticed, like there is a couple ways to get into the basement. They've got a bathroom down there and everything, so. Yeah, it seems like if you had a friend that wanted to live with you, or even if you're in-laws or parents or something, maybe you wanted to kind of just have them with you. It's it would work for that for sure, right?
Yeah, I'm always looking at that after our conversation with Anita. I'm always looking at how do you make this into a multi-family dwelling, or do you make it into a legal 2-unit, or what can you do?
No, I agree.
I'm always drilling the boys about that and saying, hey, you know what? Make sure it's
turning.
Just make sure it's a legal 2-unit, or you can turn it into a legal 2-unit.
Yeah. So at least if it has the potential, right?
Yeah, good sized lot on this property that you've got.
So it's on a court, so how sometimes the lots will be irregular. So it's about 55 feet wide. I don't have an official depth on it because of where it's kind of situated on the court, but I would say it's a little bit like the backyard is a little shallow, but it's very private. So it's one of those ones where the front yard is fairly large. The driveway parks 4 vehicles plus one in the garage. So it's a pretty good size, but very private. You've got nice kind of cedars around it and fence and everything. So pool and a hot tub, above ground pool, hot tub, nice little bonuses.
That's nice. If you're just getting into the market, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. If you don't want the pool, take it down. You don't like the hot tub, sell it. Like, who cares?
No, I'll buy the hot tub.
Yeah, but hey, if you want it, exactly. Somebody will, right? You can sell it very easily, right?
Yeah.
So
that is pretty cool. These are I don't even know if these past clients or just
so they're actually kind of longtime friends actually that I've kind of built a friendship with over years. I actually I've known them for probably over 10 years now. And just maintained a great friendship. Like, they're great people. They're some of the funniest people I know, and it's great people to work with,
that's good.
Because we know what it can be like, sometimes you have, great clients, sometimes you have, clients that are a little bit more difficult at times, or maybe it's just, I don't know, like, even if you're having an off day, like, when I see them, they're just funny people. So it's like they brighten my day when I see them genuinely. Like, they're they have that effect on you, right?
I should have gone and visited with them today because I needed a brightening up in my day earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's funny because Paul, right, our photographer, and, who helps us out a lot with the podcast here, Paul Brown from Home Tours. He went over to the house yesterday to take a couple extra photos, and he sent me a message right away being like, "Oh yeah, we had some good laughs, man." And I was like, "I told you you would." Like, they're gonna crack a joke.
Yeah, no, it's always nice to have people like that. A good listing. You know, it's going to probably end up going to a good family who's going to appreciate it.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, like I've been auditing myself. I feel like a lot in recent months, as in like reviewing everything I'm doing and assessing myself a lot. And I just feel like I've absolutely killed it with this listing, and I'm not scared to say it. You know, like I feel like I've done my preparation. Everything is so solid that I'm just so confident in it. It feels great. Like it's nice to be back in that kind of flow. You know. Yeah,
it's nice when you can get that and you can present and market a property like that. Really, really well. You can put everything you've got into it.
Yeah. And when you like, you know, sometimes depending on the situation, you know, or sometimes there's a lack of information that you can get from the sellers depending on what, you know, the history of the home. But I just feel very well equipped, you know, like it's I'd like to feel like this for every single listing from the first second, but maybe I've got it figured out now. I don't know. 8 years will maybe do that to you. I'm not sure. I know I don't have it all figured out. That's for certain.
We always change though, right? We always evolve. Our business always evolves. I mean, when I first got into it, all you did was take a couple of pictures and you could only put 9 up, and you had a still virtual tour of the home. And now look what we have available to us. It was moving images. It was a picture that moved. It went around the room like that. That was your virtual tour.
You almost need to hit the applause button for that.
I'm not quick enough on that button. I don't think I'm set up all that well.
You're only a DJ like in the you know, early stages right now, right? You're like an apprentice.
Yeah, exactly. This board still scares me a little bit. I'm always afraid I'm going to hit the wrong button.
At least you look cool sitting next to it. So like,
hey, there you go.
There's that, right?
We should take a picture of this. So, good luck with your listing on this one here. So if anybody has any more information that they'd like about the property, reach out to you directly. Reach out to you through the office. What do you prefer? You'd like.
Any way you'd like. Instagram, DM me, call me, text me.
Okay.
Whatever you'd like. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Are you allowed to say what it's listed for?
I don't see why I can't, but I mean, it'll, depending on when we're going to air this episode, we got to get this up quick so that people know.
That's true. Okay.
And I was already thinking, let's throw this up on Monday, maybe. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So we're up at $699.9 is the price.
Good.
And we have an open house, which will be irrelevant by the time this airs, but I'll be doing open house this weekend from 1 to 4. So hopefully we'll get some good families through that.
Good.
And like I said, feeling good. I'm in a great flow right now, and it feels good. So
looks like it. All right. Well, let's wrap this one up here. We'll leave it at your nice listing that's on the market. Good luck with your open house.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Hope everything goes well for you.
Thank you.
And we'll pick this up on the other side.
All right, there we go. Nice and quick, nice and easy.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.